Greetings YouTubers and welcome to episode number 16. So I am back at a new venue, well not a new venue, been here before, did my first ever vlog here. I'm back at Stafford moor. I'm doing a 72-hour session this time. I went to diggers again last week, but I didn't have anything last week. I lost one. Go into it later, got really frustrated with it and decided I need a break. So I've come somewhere different. I'm on a different lake to the last lake that I was on when I was here in my video a year ago. I'm on Beaties, which is the main specimen lake. Lodge Lake, which is like the runs water where I was full up, I think. So I decided to come down here. So there's no one on at the moment, it's just me, but there are a few more people turning up later on in the weekend. It's a Thursday afternoon now, so managed to get down here and yeah, get myself in a swim. I haven't seen anything or anything like that, so but I'm just going off of experience. I know that this swim had winter form last year. I spoke to Jo, who sort of like owns and runs a place, and she said it hasn't been fishing great, but we're here now, so you know, maybe we can pull a few out, who knows. But I've got no experience whatsoever in this swim, never fished it, so the first thing I'm going to do is get my deeper out and just sort of like, you know, check out the cartography of the lake bed, depths and things like that. I've got a rough idea of depth because there's a chart on the map down the bottom, but yeah, I'm going to just have a look to see what the lake bed looks like, just see if I've got anything out in front of me bar wise or anything like that, and just sort of take it from there really. Going to lead about in a minute. I've got the feeling that the bottom's very uniformed in here from what I can see, so you know, it's usually in the margins sort of gives it away. It's like a clay sort of bottom, so I'm going to have a lead about anyway. And yeah, as you can see, the house is already up behind me. The weather isn't set to be great for this one. There's going to be a lot of rain and wind, which may work in my favour, but I've taken the time to sort of like get the bivvy up first, because obviously, you know, I need somewhere that's dry. If it does piss down with rain now, I've got somewhere to go. So yeah, right. Oh, is that a fish? It looks like there's a fish in that margin. Anyway, yeah, if you can see that. This area here, I'll show you it a little bit later on. They call it the Inlet Swim. Obviously there's an inlet down there. You might be able to just pick it up on the camera. But yeah, there's an inlet there, I think. It's kind of like a bay, like I'm on kind of like a spit, if you like. I've got two bays either side of me, and then out in front of me I've got an island. So I'm looking at putting one in front of the island. There's a nice little margin spot down there with a couple of boards on it where I could sort of like put a bit of bait in, so I'm going to go and do that as well. And I've got my spod rod with me as well, so for this one I'm going to be using sticky manila, and what I've done is I've just crumbed it up. So I thought I'd go with that approach, that and the solid bag, just you know, little bits and pieces, and just see if I can get them grubbing around, because everything else at the moment seems to be failing me. So going to try something different, but I'll go into that a little bit later on anyway. So yeah, I'll leave it there, stop going on, and get some stuff done. Right, and guys, finally fishing now. Found some spots. I'll try and put the footage of it up on the depot in a bit. So unfortunately, the guys here are clearing out that margin down in that corner. So it's creating quite a bit of disturbance, but I expect eventually they'll go. So anyway, I'm going to show you where I am fishing. My left hand rod is right in between these two islands, right out in the open water. It's probably about 5 foot there and quite flat. So I thought I'd try an open water spot. Just put 5 spawns of the crumb out there as well, just on top of it. I'm not going to go too mental with it. So yeah, just to see if I can get a bit of interest there. That's on a solid bag as well. That's on a yellow 12mm pop-up. My middle rod is right out in front of me, right towards the island, probably about half a rod length off of the island. Quite shallow there, only probably about 3 foot, 3.5 foot. Again, about 5 spoms of the crumb out there as well, and that's on a white. And then my right hand rod is fishing just over by this tree. It's probably about 6.5 rod lengths, and the same again, just 5 spoms of the crumb, and that is on a solid PVA bag as well, like all the rest of them. And that's on a pink 12mm. They're all 12s. So yeah, that's what we've done. Unfortunately though, I don't think anything's going to happen until the boat goes away, but at least I've got everything out. So yeah, everything's fishing. See if I can put the footage up for the deeper after this so you can see. Yeah, that's the rods and the setup. Yo YouTubing, what is happening? So the guys in the boat have gone now. They've been gone for about half an hour. So we're back to having a nice quiet area again. So hopefully the action may pick up, who knows. Yeah, one thing to note that I'm fishing at the moment, my bobbins sort of like Elstone style. If you can see that, they're nice and flat. So basically what I'm trying to do is keep my lines like towards the contours of the bottom, because this is quite a tight swim, and I don't want fish coming into contact with the line. I'm not fishing a long way out. I'm only fishing at about 10 wraps. So I've put a bat lead on as well, and I'm just sort of like hugging the contours of that bottom. I'm not really too worried about bite indication, because the chances are that they're going to scream away from me where I am anyway. So yeah, lines are semi slack, they're not massively slack. You can see behind me, see that little fire over there? That's all the debris in the trees that they decided to take out. The guys were saying to me like they had like the amount of line that they pulled out the trees, they could have spooled a reel with it, one of them said. So I think they got a good helping of leads and spoms as well. So he was like, oh, if you need a spom, give us a shout. So I was like, oh, I've already got one, but cheers. So yeah, so I don't know really. Temperature's coming down a little bit now. Probably been here for about 2 hours, something like that. So I'm just going to leave everything as it is, I think, and yeah, see what happens overnight. I'll reel in the morning if nothing's happened, and have a rethink. I may have a move. It's a nice big lake, so the depths really vary in here. This is kind of like the shallower end of the lake, really. Out on the spot, out towards like in between the two islands, there's about 5 foot there. In front of the island where I've got that one is about 3 foot, and then down on the tree there is about 4.5, 5 foot. So the other end of the lake, right down the other end, it gets to about 12, 13 foot. I just know that from my previous visits here. But I have done some big fish out of here. The stocking in here is quite good. There's 400 fish, up to 35. There's a big head of 20s in here, 20 pluses in here. So yeah, just a case of kicking back really and just waiting and seeing whether anything happens or not, I guess. So that's what I'm going to be doing, but at least everything's sorted. like I say, the weather's been really like nasty, so but it's calmed down a little bit now, so that's all good. I've got my house behind me for the weekend, so yeah. Right, I'm going to stop gibbling on and not make this video too long. I'm here for 3 days, so yeah, night one in action, I guess. Well, good evening guys, it's now about 7 o'clock, so I'm in around that time. Everything's completely on lockdown now, so rods are all out still. I've had a few liners, but middle rod and the right hand rod, which is the island rod, and underneath the tree just had 2 liners in quick succession, so I've got the feeling something was maybe travelling through there, who knows. But I thought I'd go through the rigs with you quickly, seeing as I've got a little bit of time and nothing's happened yet. So very straightforward, pre-made as per usual, solid bag. Most of you have seen the way that I tie my solid bags before. Avid lead stem, 2 ounce inline lead, supple braid, and then I'm using a Fox size 6 wide gate beak point with a 12mm pop up. You can see that one's a pink. I've currently got a from left to right is a yellow, white and a pink. So that's all fishing out there, and that's the bags that I'm using. It's quite a big bag, but you know, I do favour a bigger bag because I always find that a little bit more bait out there doesn't really hurt. So I'm not chucking them a massive distance. So like I said, the furthest is 10 wraps, which is the other rod. The other special ingredient that I've got with me this week is the Stickies Manila. This is the shelf life, because I use shelf life quite a lot. I don't really see a lot of difference between that and the freezer baits these days. So that's what I've got with me, and as I said before, it's just been crumbed up. So you can see there, probably there, like it's all crumbed up, like all different shapes and sizes in there. Just trying to match the kind of like the hook bait that I've got out there, and you know, all the rest of it. But I do find that, you know, even with like the smaller baits like that, I'm fishing a bright pop-up, so that tends to get you a bite in amongst all of that. So that's what I'm using. So I just thought I'd go through that quickly while I've got a little bit of time to show you that. The weather's now raining again. I've got my salopets on standby just down in the corner. I've got them off at the moment, but if I do get a run, I'll be donning those and getting myself outside. But if I don't need to go out now, I won't, because it's absolutely chucking it down. I don't know if you can hear it on the camera or not, but yeah, so at the moment I'm bivvy bound, but you know, everything's dry, I'm dry, and that's the main thing, keeping dry, keeping warm. We've got the bivvy heater here, so yeah, I'm on the back of the wind here at the moment, so it's a bit of a cold wind as well, it's not warm. So I'm thinking that, you know, this could be the area that they do move into if they're not already here. But it's the winter, and as I said, it hasn't been prolific for a few weeks, so I was told. So I'm just going to do the best I can, really, and just sit it out here. Like I say, I may have a move depending on what happens overnight, but those 2 liners then sort of give me a bit of an indication, because you can always tell whether or not you've got like fish in the swim, especially with that, because those 2 rods are quite close together. So a quick succession like that says to me there's something travelling across, in my mind anyway. But I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys in the morning if I don't have anything during the night, I guess. No point in filming anything else until something happens. So tight line, YouTubers, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning.
Howdy ho, YouTubing. So it is now the morning. Nothing happened last night. Had a few bleeps during the night, but that was about it really. So it's about 9 o'clock in the morning now. Just made myself a cup of tea. Sort of had a bit of a lie-in really, because number one, nothing's happened, and number two, I was tired. So yeah. So the weather today is a bit drizzly and horrible and wet. There is a bit of a wind on today. It's about 12 mile an hour, and it's blowing down right into that bottom corner where I am. So I'm right on the back of the wind, like I said yesterday. It's about a 12 mile an hour wind coming down from the northwest. So I don't think, if I move, I don't think I'm going to be moving onto it, because it's quite a cold wind. And the weather's set to get colder and colder as the weekend goes on. So I'm not really too sure what to do at the moment. I haven't seen anything at all to move on to, or to give me any indication. So I'm a bit stuck. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm just going to carry on watching the water for the morning, just to see if I can see any kind of sign of activity today, and take it from there. I've got the feeling there's fish in this area though, but it's the winter, so you know, everything becomes super hard. So I'm just going to sit tight for a minute and watch the water, see what I can see happening, and if I do see something, I'll move. But at the moment I haven't seen anything, so that's what I'm going to do. Got the bivvy heater on this morning because it's a bit cold. The temperature's supposed to be like 9 degrees, but because of the wind they said it feels like 2 or something like that, so that's why I've got that on. Anyway, enough gibber gabber, and I'll catch you later. This guy's got the right idea. Chill out, mate. Take it easy.
Hi guys, so you just joined me in the middle of a reshuffle. I've just been informed that behind me there's like a back bay of water. They call this the back bay, and you can fish it from this peg. And bailiff's just come round. He just said to me, it's a bit of a night spot, so it's not that big, probably only about half an acre or something like that, but I'm gonna put a rod in here, and I've got one just over there. You see where those bubbles are over there by the tree? That's where I've put one. So just going to stick one of the rods over there. The good thing as well is behind me you can see there's a post there, so I can fish it, and I don't need to put any snag ears on or anything like that, so I can just put that on there. So that's what I've done with one of my rods. When he come round, he said my left hand rod is in the ideal spot, and my right hand rod, try and move it into the deeper water. So I'm going to bring it out a little bit off the island and see if we can produce something there. But yeah, I just thought I'd update you. I did know about this yesterday, but it was down as a peg, so but the guy was like, there's no one here so you can fish it. So you've obviously got this little bridge here, got a channel there, and then that leads into this bay of water. So I'm going to put a bit of boilie crumb down on that spot quickly and see what happens. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Right then, so now that the rods have been reshuffled and all the rest of it, you're probably wondering, maybe some of you are wondering, I would be, is how am I going to tell the difference between my alarms during the night and even during the day of you know, how that rod is going off behind me. Well, there's a couple of things I can do with the RX Pluses. The first one
is that you can change the colours on the LED on the receiver and on your alarms themselves. So the RX Plus has got the, I think it's a blue, a red, an orange, a green, cyan, which is like a whitey blue, and a white, I think, and a purple, if I didn't mention that. So you can change the individual channels, and you can program them in to, like, it'll do it automatically. So at the moment, out in front of me, I've got a purple on the right hand rod, sorry, the left hand rod, and green on the right hand rod. The one behind me is orange, so it will come up as purple, green and orange. That way I can tell the difference during the night and the day, if I'm sat in here, of what alarm is going off. I mainly do it for the nighttime purposes. The other thing you can do as well is change the tones. So if I change the tone on the alarm, it will change the tone on the receiver as well. So that's another benefit of them. For those of you who haven't seen it, that's a receiver. So you get like a load of columns there. You can program up to 8 alarms. You can do 2 alarms per channel. I've just got the 3 alarms, so I just use the 3. The LEDs go all the way up to the top, and they've got like a top piece here as well, where they'll light up as well. On the back, you've got 2 buttons there, 2 switches. You've got one of them that does the vibrate mode, which I don't really use a lot of, but I mean, you can use it if you want to, but I don't have the need for it. And then you've got the other one, which is your bivvy light function. Not going to work because it's not on. But with the bivvy light, let's see if I turn it off and I turn it on, you get all the power settings, all your alarm settings, and that last reading there is your battery level for your receiver. So you can see, you might be able to see on the front there. I don't know if I can get it in the camera, but there's like a little clear patch just above the speaker, and that is your bivvy light function. So once you've turned the bivvy light function on the back, if you get more than 3 bleeps in succession, the bivvy light will turn on, but it doesn't turn on like most bivvy lights do, where they just boom, like illuminated colours. It like pulses on. So if the run keeps carrying on, the lighter the light gets. So if you're just getting liners in the middle of the night or anything like that, unless it bleeps 3 times, the bivvy light won't come on. If the bivvy light does come on, then it slowly fades down as well. So it's a really good little feature because it just stops you from like getting like woken up by liners. So I really like that feature on it. It's really, really good. But for those of you who have been asking me, that is the one part of the Fox RX Plus. Really, really good bit of kit. I'm really, really happy with it. So yeah, highly recommended. Bit pricey, but I do recommend them for a roller wheel anyway. I love my roller wheels for some reason. I don't know why. I had the Delkins before. I just couldn't get on with them like I can with this. So it's so easy. It's so simple. But yeah. So there you go. That's what I'm doing. That's how I'm telling the difference. So I was just looking out the bivvy, and I've just found the QE2 sat at anchor. Oh no, it's on the move again now. So me and my mate used to call this place Bait Boat City, because in the summer months it is absolutely round with bait boats. Not that I've got anything against bait boats, I've got one, but yeah, it's like the English Channel on here sometimes. Ahoy there, YouTubers. So it's about 4 o'clock now, and I have actually caught something. It wasn't a carp though, it was a bream. It was on the left hand rod. So decided to not bother filming it because bream.
and just chucked it back. It wasn't even a real bream either, it was one of those stupid little breams, like the hybrid things, the really small ones. So yeah, had a couple of bleeps. I picked the rod up and it had like a stupid little bream with a size 6 hanging out his mouth going. I just chucked it back. But yeah, anyway, this rod so far hasn't done anything. The one in the bay had a couple of bleeps off of it, but yeah, nothing yet. The bailiff has told me it's a bit of a night spot, that one. So yeah, just gonna leave that one there. Right, mate? Cool. So yeah, and these two out here, other than the bream, nothing. So yeah, there's a few other people here now as well. So there's a swim over there called the beach, I think it's called. It's like a double swim. There's 2 guys in there, and then there's 2 bivvies down there. You probably just about make it out. There's 2 bivvies down there, so I'm guessing there's another 2 people there. So, oh, and there's a guy over there now as well. So there's, hang on, do my maths, 6 of us. So yeah, but at the moment no one's had anything, so apart from me and my bream. So yeah, anyway, what to do. I think I'm going to stay here. Haven't seen anything to move to, so no point in doing that. And yeah, just keep my eye open. It's been really alright, rude. It's been a bit windy all day, so the wind's just sort of calmed down a little bit now, so hopefully I might be able to see something, but you can't really see a lot when it's windy. So yeah, it's gonna make the most of the last hours of light, I guess, and yeah, probably just end up staying in here for a minute. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, catch something else other than a bream. Good evening. So it's about 7 o'clock. Unfortunately, there's not too much to say about today, really. It's been a bit of a quiet, uneventful day. Haven't seen any shows whatsoever. The wind has been right up, so I was hoping today that, you know, I was going to get a daytime bite, but it's been quite mild up until now. But I've got the feeling that from what I've seen on the weather forecast, as the weekend goes on, the temperature is going to dip. So I think it's going to get even harder. But if you're not here, you can't catch them. So the rod behind me is still fishing in the bay. I put a fresh bag on that one this afternoon. Just put that out for the night now. And a handful of freebies around it. So if the bailiff's right, then we might get a night fish out of there. But I just don't know, to be honest. I haven't seen anything at all, so it's a little bit concerning, but it's not the end of the world. It is the winter time, and you know, that's what you've got to expect at this time of year. So the other 2 rods straight out in front of me, the one either side of the island, they're fishing just as they were. So I put a fresh bag on those this afternoon, cast them back out at 10 wraps each now. So just again, just put out a couple of spoms of the boilie crumb on top, and just see what happens. But yeah, at the moment it's pretty quiet, so there's no point in filming anything else again because nothing's happened. So unless anything happens, then I'll see you in the morning. Hopefully tonight I don't get breamed, because that's another concern now, is the bream in here. I'm only using 12 millers. So hopefully I don't have to get up in the middle of the night for a bream. But I've only had the one, so it's not that bad. So yeah. Right, and guys, I'll catch you tomorrow morning. If I don't catch you during the night. Hopefully I do, but you never know. Good morning. So, as you may be able to tell, another quiet night last night. I got up early this morning just to have a look, just to see what I could see going on. Got up about 7 o'clock, just as it was starting to get light. But I haven't really seen anything. no, not surprised by that either. Before anyone starts going, it's winter. I know. Yeah, all good in the hood, I guess. At least I'm still dry. It's raining now, so been and had a shower this morning because they got showers here that you don't have to pay for, which is great. So thumbs up to that. Couple of new bags out there this morning. I think one fish came out this morning actually, in the peg opposite me, the bait boat crew. I think that they had I think he said a 24/8. So yeah, just one fish. A couple of other people have turned up now. So there's a guy behind me in the bay, because that bay is split into two sections behind me. So he decided to turn up at like 10 o'clock last night, and probably ruined every kind of chance that I had in that bay last night, honestly. Like, he was like Blackpool in there for about 3 hours, so that kind of like killed that. What can you do? Nothing. But yeah, I got the feeling that that knocked that right on the head last night. So yeah, what can you do though? There's nothing you can do about it, is there? It is what it is, so never mind. Right, anyway, I'm going to carry on fishing. I've put all my rods back out again on the spots, put a bit more bait out there just to see if I can get a bit of interest. There's some big winds forecast today. Between 1 and 3 o'clock it's up to sort of like 40-50 mile an hour. So maybe the weather may change things around a little bit, but it's getting colder and colder, I can feel it. So not ideal conditions, but this is the winter fishing and this is what you've got to do. Unfortunately, you do get these sessions where you you know, end up like me and sat on your ass. So I'm going to make another cup of tea and dry these rigs out, tie up some new bags, and hope for the best. Afternoon. Right, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon now, and the weather is in full thunder mode. So big winds, bit of thunder and lightning, and a lot of rain. So luckily enough, I just managed to get out a couple more spons of the Holy Crumb, and I halved up a few baits as well. Just got them out there, so just to see if I can trigger some sort of action, but at the moment nothing. As it stands, only one fish has come out. The guy who's fishing in the back bay behind me come over and spoke to me. He hasn't had anything, so yeah, it's looking pretty bleak. Buongiorno, YouTubers. So as you can probably hear by the noise, it's raining again. Today has been very, very uneventful again. Absolutely nothing's happened apart from a couple of liners, so no change there. No change to anything today. So I haven't heard of anything coming out anywhere or anything like that. So yeah, as far as I'm aware, everywhere is blankety blank. So it's looking like at present I am going to be on a 3-day blank. Ah! But what can you do? Absolutely nothing. So if I wasn't here, I'd be whinging because I'd be at work like I am next weekend. So it's not all bad. I just like being here, I guess. But you know, a fish would have been nice. However, there is still time. We still got tonight as well. So you know, the guy had one at 5 this morning, so you never know. I might get lucky and get one. Not holding my breath on it. I have put out a couple of new PVA bags, and the one behind me as well, just in case I can get one in there. So yeah, everything's set to go again. It's just the case of whether or not it's going to happen or not. At the moment, it's 50-50 in it, really, I suppose. You know, it could or it couldn't, I guess. So can only do what you can do, and oh, camera's gonna fall over. You can only do what you can do, and yeah, I've done everything that I can so far. So, but you know, it's January, and
you've got to expect it this time of year. It can be quite soul destroying, but you've got to keep going if you want to catch them. So that's why I'm here. So, you know, you've got to take the rough with the smooth, and it's quite testing to the whatever you would call it. I don't know, but my camera keeps falling over. Right, I'm going to leave it there, and I'll catch you guys in the morning. Hopefully I'll have a fish tonight, but I don't know. So I guess you'll see after this. Right, tight lines guys, and I'll see you in the morning if I don't see you beforehand. Right then everyone, so after a massive wait, I have finally got one. I can't tell you how pleased I am. I'm so pleased. I'm even out here in the rain. It's absolutely tipping it down, but I had a one toner, jumped straight out of bed. It's not long gone, like 8 o'clock after my last bit of camera. Thought I'd get an early night, and then it was the left hand rod that went. So I'll just run up. There we go. 20 pound and 8 ounces this one. Hopefully you can all see that all right. Very, very happy. Nice common, nice big belly on it. Yeah, that's the way to do it. It's taken long enough. I'll show you the other side. Didn't really put up much of a fight because I think it's so cold out there. There we go. All right. Easy. Try again. There we go. There it is. Right, I'm going to get this fish back because it is quite cold out here. There we go. Hopefully you can all see that all right. Nice big common. That's what we were looking for. Right, I'm going to get this fish back now and get that rod back out. Not blanking. Right then, I'm a little bit happier now that I've had that one, which is great, because to be honest with you, I'd completely written that off. But like I said, it was a 50-50 chance. You never know. If they're there, they're there. So nothing technical about it, just maybe luck, I don't know. But anyway, solid PVA bag, that's all you need, especially this time of year. So got the rod back out now, and we'll see if we can get another one. I don't know, but for you rig tacticians out there, I didn't really show you the rig earlier, so I've got one out now, the one I had on. So I'll show you the rig in detail for those of you who've never seen it before. So basically, Avid lead stem with a 2-ounce inline lead. The great thing about these is if you crack off, nice and safe. They just loop to loop or tie them on. I just tie them on, but you can loop to loop them if you want. Supple bit of braid about 4 inches long, and then down to that I've got a size 6 Fox wide gate big point. There's a little bit of tubing on the end of the hair, and that just gives it kind of like the blowback effect, if you like. And then I've got a small split shot. It's a AAA, that one I think, and just on the yellow mainline sail pop-up. So basically the rig, when it's on the deck, the hook will lie flat
the shot sits like that. So it's almost kind of like a wafter. It's a really low line pop-up. But that's what I'm looking for in this kind of situation. There's not a lot of weed or debris out there, you know. It's quite a clean bottom, so I want to try and fish the pop-up as low to the deck as I can get it, really, because otherwise I think it'd look a bit alien. So though they do work out here, but that's just the way that I've done it with my PVA bag. So obviously, like, it just sits like just a little bit proud of the pellet. When the bag dissolves, it just pulls out into a pile, and then you've just got that little bit on top. So yeah, so that's the rig that I've used, and that's what I've been using all weekend. So it just goes to show you that you know, you don't always need the fancy fandango rig. We've all been there and tried them and whatnot, but I always find that the best approach for me is the simple one, and the solid bag never fails, really. So yeah, that's that. Right, I'm gonna have a cup of tea and chill out now, because I was in bed, but now I'm back up. So I'm going to chill out and dry my gear off. The bivvy heater's back on because all my kit's now soaked. Luckily enough, I have my salopets down next to me, so I managed to get those on before I got out there. So just drying out my jacket, have a cup of tea, chill out, and keep my eyes open a little bit. No planking! Good morning. So it was a bit of a quiet night last night on the fishing front in the end. Didn't have anything else. It's about 9 o'clock now, something around that time. Cup of tea on the go again. So the last night was really rough. The winds now are sort of like up to 45, 50 mile an hour. So it was horrendous with the amount of wind. Luckily enough, I'm on the back of it a little bit, so I haven't had it too bad. The brolly does quite a good job of you know, converting the wind over the top and things like that. So it is coming from like the side of me, so it's not been too bad. But God, sorry, just woke up. But at the same time, it's not been ideal. God knows what life has been like for the guys opposite me, because that wind is banging straight into them. I can see now that they're literally just barrowing their gear up now and just packing up. So obviously had a rough night last night, I can imagine. Right, so it stopped raining now, and the rain is set to stay away for the rest of the day now. So I'm just going to let the bivvy sort of dry out, really. It's pretty much already dry though because of the wind. Yeah, temperature's about 5 degrees. This big wind is coming from the northwest. It's low pressure. There might be a chance, but you don't know. I suppose it's not, you know, it's not really big carp weather. It's just really windy at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to sit it out anyway till about 1-2 o'clock. That's kind of like when the ticket runs out, so it costs enough to be here. So I'm gonna stick it out and, you know, go home afterwards. But if anything happens in the meantime, I'll let you know. But at the moment, it's been pretty quiet. My alarms did bleep a couple of times during the night, but got the feeling that's not fish. I've got the feeling that's the wind. So yeah. Alright guys, catch you later. Hey there everyone. I'm trying to get out the wind a little bit because it's so windy. Right, that's the end of my session now. The gear is all on the barrow, all ready to go. So yeah, unfortunately I could only manage to one fish on this session, but you know, it is the winter time, so happy enough. Right, just about to go home now, so get myself in the warm. It's so cold. yeah, and everyone else has gone home, so I'm like the last one here. The guy in the back bay's gone, and all the guys in front of me are gone now, so time for me to do the offs. But yeah, I'll see you for the next one. Not too sure when or where it will be, but won't be too long, I guess. So until then, tight lines, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one. Cheers.